of defrauding investors. Jennifer Hodges, KCBS.
KCBS News Time 10:14. A former 49ers quarterback cutting Jimmy G some slack. We'll check in with the KCBS Sports Line in 60 seconds.
Here in California, people heritage of culture and traditions. The legal team at Habas Law speaks 9 different languages. Our personal injury lawyers are exceptional. Our paralegals, legal assistants, and case managers are exceptional. And they work hard because every one of them cares deeply about what you are going through. They want to make sure you are going to be happy in the future. Something bad happened to you, you feel stress, you feel anxiety, you're not sleeping well. You have a lot of uncertainty. We know what you're feeling. When something bad has happened to you, you need help, financial help, and we're here to make sure you get that help. We cover all the expenses as a percentage of what we win for you. We are Habas Law. Call us at 1-800-INJURED. I'm Omar Habas, and I want to be your advocate. Visit habaslaw.com. HABBAS law.com.
Hello. Mega fires have been burning up California. Now there's a group pressing for more federal help.
Sports Line now. Here's Joe Hughes. As the 49ers get ready for the match of last season's NFC Championship game, people are still wondering what to make of last weekend. Quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo has drawn the lion's share of the criticism so far this week, but former 49ers quarterback J.T. O'Sullivan telling our Odyssey sister city 5-7 the game that Jimmy G hardly the only reason for the Niners' struggles.
It's fair to acknowledge that Garoppolo take the full context of coming back from an injury, not getting, training camp issues, but also add that everybody around him didn't seem to play very well.
J.T. O'Sullivan does a great job doing deep evaluations on quarterback play around the NFL. He says after watching the tape, there is plenty of blame to go around for the 49ers' struggling offense.
And I'm talking from the top down, from the play caller to the offensive execution to the pass protection to injuries around him, maybe not allowing him to flourish and throw the ball where he wants. So it can be everything. And playing quarterback, you're going to get the heat blame as well, so that's just part of the ride.
Things have looked pretty bleak for the 49ers offense in the early going, but remember, this team struggled early last season as well, going just 2-4 in the first 6 weeks before they finally pulled it all together and made a run to the NFC title game. From the sports desk, Joe Hughes, KCBS.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put on insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-635-3311. That's 1-800-635-3311. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-635-3311. 53311. SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
We don't take a break from what we do. We cover the news around the clock.
We began to slow down and stop. Sometimes that happens, but this time we really stopped for like a very long time, to the point where we're like, what's going on?
We are the only news station broadcasting live from the Bay Area every hour of the day, every day of the week.
We lost power because then we were running off battery. So then it went complete pitch black.
It's one more reason why we're the Bay Area's #1 news station. All news, all the time, right here on KCBS.
10:18 at KCBS. We're headed to Palo Alto with Victor Zaragoza.
And looking at a stretch of slow traffic in the southbound direction on Highway 101, just after Oregon Expressway. You are off and on the brakes to right around Shoreline Boulevard. This traffic report is brought to you by
northbound 101 leaving the Sunnyvale area. Right around Matilda Avenue, you are off and on the brakes until you slightly get past Alice Street. By the time you reach Moffett Boulevard, you'll be clearing at the speed limit. And also, Milpitas looking at some slow traffic on southbound 880 as you transition to westbound 237. By the time you get to First Street in San Jose, it looks like you'll be clear and at the speed limit, although you'll catch a little bit of that slowdown at Matilda Avenue off of 237, especially if you're trying to transition onto Highway 101. And speaking of Highway 101 on the peninsula, that would be in Highway 92 northbound 101, you are off and on the brakes. Doesn't really ease up till you get to Burlingame. Right around Anza Boulevard. After that, it's a pretty smooth ride to SFO. Cars for Kids accepts property donations with cost at an all-time high. It's time to donate that property now for the full appraised value of your property at carsforkidsrealestate.org. Your next traffic update at 10:28 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Hey, good morning. Meteorologist Jessica Birch here. Temperatures are remaining right around the average today, all the way off into our East Inland Hills and even a little bit below average along our coast and up into the peninsula, thanks to an onshore flow that's going to kick up as we head into the afternoon. We'll see some gusty conditions this afternoon, but nonetheless, let's talk in San Francisco, upper 70s all the way off into San Jose with low 70s near Oakland. We're going to warm up a little bit more as we head into Thursday and Friday as high pressure builds its way in. It's nothing too extreme, but we're expecting sunny conditions and 75 tomorrow just in San Francisco. Like that. Even as we head off into our Inland East Bay, today we're sitting in the mid to low 80s as well as the North Bay. We'll warm up into the upper 80s, lower 90s just by Friday with a lot of sunshine too, and then we get right back down to average once we head into the weekend and even into next work week. We'll keep you updated on that here in the Weather Center, but for now I'm meteorologist Jessica Birch with your KCBS KPX5 first alert forecast.
1 degrees, 61 at Half Moon Bay at the coast, 66 in Berkeley. Modesto, 73 already and sunny. It is 63 in Napa and traffic and weather together on the 8s and All News 1069 and AM 740 KCBS. KCBS News Time 10:21. There's a new lobbying group that's working to spark action on wildfire prevention. KCBS's Chris Ancarlo reports the strategy is to end megafires within a decade.
Megafire Action is focused.
Megafire Action organization that is the first organization focused solely on ending the megafire crisis.
Matt Weiner is the CEO of Megafire Action. The key word here is megafire.
Those are fires that traditionally burn over 100,000 acres and with greater intensity than what you see in fires that are natural to these ecosystems.
He says a big part of this fight is educating lawmakers.
We're sitting here working to reduce our carbon emissions, but none of that is going to matter if we can't get a handle on this problem. The 2020 undid 20 years of the state's emissions reductions.
He says there's a lot that needs to happen to reverse the...
But it starts with bringing good fire back into these ecosystems and doing it at scale and in a persistent way.
Weiner says between the Inflation Reduction Act and the federal infrastructure law, there's been a 10-fold increase in fuel reduction spending, but only 10 what's needed. Chris Ancarlo, KCBS.
Bay Area first responders have been playing from major cities to talk about how best to prepare for threats like nuclear attacks. KCBS's Kathy Novak reports it's the first time the members of a Securing the Cities program are meeting in person since the pandemic.
There has been a lot of pressure on first responders. General manager of the Bay Area Urban Area Security Initiative.
It's hard because we've seen so many things going on in the pandemic, and trying to keep that capability up, working with law and fire.
That's why he says it's great to have counterparts from other cities in town to discuss how they are preparing for different threats. They're all members of the Securing the Cities program and recipients of federal grants to help better prepare for possible attacks. Gary Rascott, Acting Assistant Secretary of the DHS Countering Weapons of Mass Destruction, the message to the public remains,
if you see something that just doesn't look right, say something. Talk to local police, talk to your local fire departments. They'll take a look at it, and they've got the professional knowledge to be, referred to the FBI or further. But if you see something that's odd, just say something.
In San Francisco, Kathy Novak, KCBS.
In 2/3 of America's cities, rental prices are down. KCBS's Jim Taylor in Berkeley, where statistics say the decrease is way ahead of the curve.
National
nothing, but here in Berkeley, rents are down 4%. Over the course of the pandemic, rents down in Berkeley 5%.